Order all your half-shell favorites for takeout or delivery. Visit www.halfshelloysterhouse.com to browse the familiar menu and place your delivery or takeout order in minutes. Same menu prices, just a $5 flat delivery fee every time at Half Shell Oyster House, located at 115 Laurel Park Cove, Suite 105, Flowood, Mississippi 39232, or you can give us a call at 769-257-7586. And oh yeah, tell them Sonia sent you.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonia, and welcome back to She Say Sports. Please welcome retired Sergeant of the United States Army and head coach of the Forest Hill High School girls basketball team, Coach Charles Moore. Hey Coach, how you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. We had a couple of technical difficulties, but we finally made it. So we're just gonna get right into it, Coach. I don't want to hold you too long. Tell us, when did you fall in love with sports?
I think I'm like most young boys. I fell in love with sports as a kid, running, playing, just enjoying childhood. I think I fell in love with organized sports. Maybe around the age of 5, when I got a chance to play t-ball and eventually playing baseball and things of that nature.
Okay. And so, Coach, you ended up playing basketball in high school. Well, you played organized sports from elementary school on up to high school, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you landed with did you still play baseball in high school, or did you just landed on basketball?
I actually played baseball, basketball, a little football, and I played in the band.
Oh wow, what did you play?
Drums.
Drums, okay. So, Coach, you have coached for over 23 years and have coached several sports, like you played several sports: football, volleyball, baseball, track, and basketball. Which sports did you enjoy coaching the most?
I would say basketball and football.
Basketball and football, okay. Why did you become a coach?
Honestly, my story is a little different. I didn't have plans on becoming a coach. Coming out of college, I had plans to work for the U.S. Marshal. But in the process of my background check, I needed a job. And I don't know if you're familiar with the process. Normally, the process for background checks takes about 2 years. So in that time, I needed a job. I needed some money. So I started subbing at my local high school. And then I remember my principal, Miss Rosie Brown, said, "Well, you're gonna be here. You might as well attempt to take the practice exam." And I think it was something else, an NT or something back then. And take the exam, and at least you'll make more money instead of subbing or whatever, because you're here every day. So I took the exam, I passed it, and I started teaching elementary school first. And then I got offered an opportunity to be assistant band director, to teach percussion. So I did that for a year, and I moved to Jackson. And when I moved to Jackson, a principal by the name of Edward Wiggins gave me a job at Carver Middle School in Raymond as a head basketball coach and head football coach in middle school. And from there, I just took off.
It's amazing how you have plans and God has already ordered our steps, and He had that, you know, just for you. It wasn't U.S. Marshal, which would have been a great career, but that's not the that's not the steps He wanted for you.
Oh no, oh no. I think I learned at an early age, you can make all the plans you want, but if God says different, you'll be wise to follow.
Absolutely. Because you can go so far on your own dime. That is true. So, Coach, how would you, as a former basketball player, describe you as a coach?
I'm tough. I'm loud. on the court in practice. After practice, I'm laid back. Uh, I assume I'm fun to be around because most of my players always want to be around. Uh, I'm a player's coach.
Okay.
Uh, I I had a rough childhood growing up in the Delta, so I really do use coaching for a ministry that
Hmm.
I attempt to save every child I come in contact with.
I love that.
So most of the time, a kid can talk to me just about anything, and I'm not very judgmental when it comes to kids, because I
Hmm.
know we all have done things as a child. We all have made mistakes, so try to create that space where I can push them to mature, but I can also allow them to be kids and understand that when you make a mistake, you don't have to live in that mistake.
Right. That's true. A lot of times when we don't have anybody to kind of mentor us or, like you said, not be judgmental, you think the mistake is the end of your life, and it's really not. It's just going to be a part of who you are and help you become better if you take that experience and, make good with it. That's for
Yes,
sure.
I
That's
agree. I agree.
so, Coach, who was your favorite leader of your past or current teams and why? And that leader can be a coach or a captain of a team.
Um, I've had more than one. In my lifespan as a child, I think God put different people in my life at different times. At one point, it was my band director. At one point, it was my high school basketball coach. At one point, it was an English teacher that I had. At some point, it was just a principal in the neighborhood who just believed in me. At some point, it was my college band director. Just different men and different women just I, they looked at me and say, "Hey, you supposed to make it. You supposed to be great."
Yeah,
It's just those people speaking those words, even at my lowest moment, it made me believe that I
yeah.
supposed to be something.
They saw something in you. That's great. That's what it's really good to have those type of teachers, um, because they may not be getting it at home, and to have someone that they are around pretty much 8 hours a day to think, hey, you can do this and you have it in you. It makes a difference. And I think, like you said, you're a player's coach. I'm sure that's how you do your girls or your
Oh yeah,
boys. Yeah.
oh yes, oh yes.
So, Coach, you've been coaching the girls' basketball team at Forest Hill roughly around 7 years. Is that correct?
7 to 8 years.
7, 8 years. And in addition to that, you became coach of the football team. I'm assuming that was temporary, correct?
I was an interim coach.
Interim. Okay.
The former coach left abruptly, and
Hmm.
we was forced in a situation that if they didn't get a coach, we would have probably lost the season, and kids wouldn't had that
Hmm.
opportunity. So I stepped in and became the head coach, and we did pretty well. We developed some kids, and
Hmm.
it's looking even better this year because we made the playoffs and won a few more games and with those same kids.
So
So
you're
just
still the interim?
no, no, ma'am, no, ma'am,
Okay.
no, ma'am. But I
Okay.
still help out. Here
Got
at
it.
Forest Hill, we all help each other's out. So uh, basically, those kids have grown a lot, and some of those kids will have opportunities to go on and play on the next level. And at the
Mhm.
end of the day, it's about giving them an opportunity to go to move forward.
Absolutely.
So
So that having to do double duty with two different sports and genders.
uh, you deal with the same kids all day. So
Hmm.
you're used to dealing with boys and girls or whatever the case may be. I think when you're just genuine with kids and you're honest with them and
Hmm.
you're firm with them, but you also give them that space, like I say, that space to just open up.
Yeah,
I think it doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy. It's it all it really is. It's a kid.
that's true. That's true. So, Coach, tell us about your girls' team and how you're getting prepared for this upcoming season.
This year I have four seniors returning. Last year we made the second round playoff. We did pretty decent. This year we're looking to move forward. I have a young lady, Kalala Stovall. She averaged 22 points last year, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. She's regarded as one of the top 11 players in the state. So having that caliber of player honestly for the first time is I'm excited about that. She's surrounded by some solid pieces with Zantasia Mallet and Ayanna Wallace, and I'm just looking forward for them to just actually live out their dream and our dream at Forest Hill right now. We want to make it to the big house. We want to make it to the state championship game. Uh, Hats off to Ashley Sutton over at Callaway. She did it within 2 or 3 years, and right now she's what we look up to in Jackson. She works hard, and I'm excited that my girls decided to, you know, take a page from their book and actually work hard and be dedicated. But one of the biggest things that we're working through is being focused and executing
Okay.
everything that we work on. Um, and that's not just on the court; that's off the court. I'm happy to say that out of 14 girls, we had 9 to make the honor roll. Um, I'm excited about our school. We moved up to a B. I'm excited about our district moving forward, and the leadership that we have now. Um, I'm praying that eventually this leadership will allow this district to transition back into its heyday and what it
Yeah.
used to be, whatever the case may be.
I like that. That's so, Coach. What activities do you regularly to develop leadership in your student athletes?
I force their hand. I force their hand. I watch my players closely, and I can pick out their weaknesses, and I force them to face their weaknesses. Whether it be a left hand dribble, whether it be if a kid walk through my door and say, "Well, I'm not good in math," then I'm gonna force his hand to constantly work on math. Um, Whether it be just not being a leader, not being verbal, I put them in a position where they have to be verbal.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think one of the biggest things as a mentor and as a leader, you have to force. Uh, Sometimes you have to force the people that you're leading into situations that they're uncomfortable with, and that's how you forge great leaders.
That's true. That's a good way to develop. What are the team building activities you do every year with your team? What type of community service or what do you guys?
Uh, we go to Stew Pot. We feed the hungry. We do a cleanup around South Jackson.
Okay.
Um, we uh, we donate food to food shelter. And we do different things. We do. Matter of fact, I just called Ricky Thigpen last week asking him for community service for the girls. That's very important in our program. My kids need to see that even on your worst day, you're not in your worst place that you can be at.
Right.
And you should always want to lend a helping hand. Always. When that's not in your spirit, then to me, you don't live a great life without
That's true.
giving to people. So
Yeah, we always have to try to give back. Definitely try to give back. Um, Coach, how do you deal with discipline issues and repeat offenses?
discipline issues, honestly, when we talk different discipline, we have to talk generations.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different generation of players to coach.
Oh yeah.
You probably could agree with me that discipline for us, the way discipline looked for us back when we went to school, is totally different than what it looks like now. Some situations you have to deal with it case by case. We do have what we call a contract that certain things are pretty much a staple. If you miss practice, This how long you know this is your punishment. If you have a verbal uh, 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 altercation with one of your teammates, this is your punishment. So certain things we have a contract on, but certain things we just have to figure out how to handle it the best way.
Mhm.
That the team stays intact, the integrity of the team stays intact, but we also don't run a kid off just because they did something wrong or whatever the case may
Right.
be. Some discipline situations, we have to hand it over to our principal
Mhm.
or whatever the case may be, because it's school. If it violates a school code, then we pretty much have to treat them just like we treat any other student.
That's true. That's true. So, Coach, speaking of that, JPS is about to close some schools and combine certain schools from elementary to high schools. Some of the parents are not really happy about it because they feel that some of the students will have run-ins and fights with past rivalries. What are your thoughts on this? And will this be good or bad for sports in JPS?
Huh, good question. So let's go back to the closing of Sywell Middle School and the closing of Harding Middle School.
Mhm.
Just happened a few years ago, a couple of years ago, and the same concerns was up. They will fight. They will. This won't work. It'll cause these issues or whatever the case may be. But fast forward a couple of years, look at these schools. I think anytime change come around, any whether it's Jackson or anywhere else, I think people get uncomfortable.
Mhm.
But I think I give Dr. Green this his leadership. I respect. I respect that he knows the numbers better than I do. Honestly, he knows the situations better than I do. We also have to take in fact that we've lost 9,000 students in the last 5, 6 years. And we can't justify keeping a million buildings open just
Right.
to say, I want to be comfortable. Well, at the end of the day, how do we pay for this? Or how is that really affecting our students? When we can actually close some schools, put students in the right position, and put all that money and resources into one place. And to me, all students would benefit. If fighting is the only reason we're concerned about closing schools, then something wrong to me.
Yeah. And I
Uh,
think, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think it'll be a great thing. I think you will have your isolated incidents, and I'm pretty sure the media will blow it up to be bigger than what it is. But for the most part, eventually, I think everything will smooth over, and it will be the right decision to make. That all our kids. So you think about the teacher shortage. Um, Now we can pool all those teachers into one place, and now we're not missing English teachers or math teacher here or whatever the case may be. Every child has an opportunity to have a core subject teacher in every core subject. So I honestly think it will work, but I think our mindset has to change so it can work.
And I also think because a lot of the parents, they're nostalgic because they went to these schools. Like I went to Provine, and I
Mhm.
think if they were saying they was closing Provine, I would have a fit because it's my family. We've all my cousins, my aunts, my sister, my brother. We all went there, and it's just so many memories. So I get it, but I totally agree with what you're saying as far as um, the teacher shortage. It's not enough students to keep the doors open, and where are you going to get the money from? So it may really work. I pray it does. I I think the superintendent is trying to, move forward what he has and make changes, for the better. So I totally agree.
Yeah.
Also, Do you think it'll be good or bad for sports at JPS? In JPS rather.
So when you break sports down and you've seen the height, you went to Provine, you've seen the height of what basketball used to look like in the city of Jackson. The
Right.
state championship had to come through Jackson, right?
Hmm.
That's girls, boys, you know. And now when you look at how we're losing kids so fast and how charter schools are coming in, and what's happening is our kids, the ones who go to charter school, they don't really play. They don't really get a chance to play organized sports because
Hmm.
those charter schools don't have football. They don't have basketball, and if they do, they're not playing. They're not getting enough reps to even
Right.
count. So when they get to high school, they want to participate again where their skill level is down. So we're not getting that highly or close to developed player that's almost high school ready.
Hmm.
We're getting kids, and I'm speaking of me. When I have trials, I'm getting young ladies who might have in my opinion, sixth grade basketball level, and I have to get them up to par. I have 4 years to get them ready. So by the time I get them ready to perform, they're out the door.
They gone.
Opposed to when I see Madison Central and I see a girl and they say, well, she's in the eighth grade or she's in the seventh grade or whatever the case may be. And by the time she gets to be a senior, she's played 6 years, which
Hmm.
is not unfair, but it's like we're really not getting the opportunity to develop our kids like it should. True enough, we have middle school programs, but I think our kids we're spread it so thin now that the concentration of talent is not in one place here, one place there. We have maybe one or two over here, one or two over here, one or two over there, and we never get a chance to actually put all those kids on one team. And I
Gotcha.
think I think once you close some schools and give an opportunity for more kids to be concentrated in one place, uh, I think we'll be back to where we should be.
Okay.
You
I
know,
do hope so. I do hope so. So, Coach, when I first met you, you mentioned to me how girl basketball should get more light shined on them. Can you elaborate on that for me?
I think when you look at when I first got to the district, example, if I had tryouts for girls basketball or just a girls sport, I would literally have to turn kids around because I have 40 or 50 kids trying out. Now, when you have tryouts at some of the high schools and middle schools, uh, honestly, you're not getting the numbers,
Hmm.
and it's almost like girls are. And that's with boys also. You know, boys. I think I went to one trial one time, and it was 102 boys trying out for basketball. And now, if you get 25, you're doing good.
Wow.
So,
Why do you think the numbers are so down now?
uh,
Are parents not encouraging their kids to play sports or the,
it's more than one reason. So some of it is socioeconomics.
yeah,
Some of it is if you drive by any park, you don't see kids outside just playing anymore. Cell phones, video games, things of that nature has taken the attention away. Um, that is one thing. And the only time our kids get a chance to play is in a gym organized with a coach, where most of the time that costs money. Some of our kids just can't afford to do it.
right.
So they choose to invest their time in other things other than sports. But with girls, uh, I think it's just not enough focus on training girls up.
Hmm.
If I had my choice, and I've had conversation with my athletic director, which by the way is awesome guy. I think he will do a lot to grow Jackson sports. He's also a Provine grad, Darrell Jones.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've been knowing him all my life.
I
And his
think
wife,
he
Lisa.
he is an awesome guy. I think his mindset and what he want to do for Jackson He just have to have the soldiers and the people who's willing to work with him and work through it. But I think going down to elementary schools and starting to do things like put PE back in elementary school.
Absolutely.
Um, I think we can use the development of sports to actually combat some of the crime and things of that nature, midnight basketball,
Yeah,
things of that nature. And I think that would change a whole lot of what's going on in our city.
I
Just
agree.
giving them an opportunity through our school system. Uh, but another thing I think we're struggling in Jackson is our best girls are. If you find out, our best girls are going to places like Brandon, Pearl, uh,
Madison and
Madison, and in private schools. And then, of course, you're taking the charter schools who don't have basketball. So it's like by the time you get them and they decide, hey, I want to play it, you know, it's too late. So I think we gotta come up with some kind of effort to actually address the problem of girls basketball.
I agree.
Just girls sports, period. Just
Mhm.
girls sports, period.
Yeah. And even with the WNBA being established in 1996, you would think women's basketball would be more of a household name like the NBA. Do you think it's because the seats are not filled and there's not a lot of sponsorship for WNBA teams as it is for NBA teams?
Uh, I think that's some of it. Uh, but I think we have to figure out a way to bring the excitement back to the girls' game. Um, I think in so many cases with girls, it takes a little longer for them to develop the fine motor skills to be great at this game.
Mhm.
I think uh, they don't get the looks that men will get or boys will get or whatever the case may be. Uh, so I think sponsorship has something to do with it, but you can only throw so much money at it, and if people don't have a desire to watch it, or it'll just be wasted money.
That's true.
So
And it's also, I think also, it may be because they don't get the same money as their counterparts in an NBA, but I think the NIL is going to make a difference for a lot of the girls that, go to college and play. It's going to open some doors for them and allow them to, really want to not just play for the money, because that's not what I'm saying, but a lot of them come from poverty-stricken areas, and it will make a difference for them.
yeah, but in so many cases, especially in the case of Angel Reese,
Yes,
she decided that hey, I make more money playing college ball than I would if I
in
go
the
play
WNBA, right? And that's really
pro Y
sad
league. Yeah, it is.
because
It is.
a lot of them have to go overseas to supplement their income with the WNBA. Yolanda Moore, I don't know if you know her, but she was a two-time champion with Houston Comets,
Mm-hmm.
and she said that when she her first year, I think she was making like, but it was 1996. The league had just started, so she was making like maybe $600 a season. And it was very, very low, and that's crazy to me, but it's just, it was a new league. Everything was new, so I don't know. I really hope that they do get some light shine in them. And it seems that Kobe Bryant was about to help change the landscape of women's basketball. One main reason because of his daughter Gigi Bryant, who was an
Mm-hmm.
avid basketball player and had that Mamba spirit like her dad. Unfortunately, as you know, we lost both of them in a helicopter crash back in January 2020. What are your thoughts on Kobe's mindset of women's basketball?
First of all, I love Kobe. Second of all, his mindset is somewhat like mine. People ask me all the time, "You don't want to coach boys? You don't want to coach boys?" I love coaching girls. Period. I love coaching girls. Um, it's something about when a girl learns to do a left hand layup or can shoot the ball well or play the game with the same level of passion as a boy that excites me. One, I have daughters. Uh, so I want them to feel like they can be empowered to do anything. And when you find a female who really loves the game, it's like that's her power. That's her girl
Yeah.
power.
Hmm.
You know, and I guess me, the respect I have for the girls game is more so it's I guess it comes from being a father.
Yeah.
Because you want your girls to feel like, hey, you know, I can go out here, I can do this. So uh, I hope someone come behind him and push the female game along and create more avenues for our females to actually play the game they love.
Absolutely. So, Coach, last question. Well, before I ask the last question, do your girls play sport? Do they play
No.
sport? They don't. Okay. Last question. How will you go about making sure women basketball get the attention that it deserves and needs?
Um, I think when you're in the room, if you're ever in a room
Mhm.
with people who make decisions when it comes to basketball, I wouldn't just say girls or boys, just who make big decisions. The first word that come out of your mouth should advocate for the woman, for the girls basketball. Uh, I think in so many cases, I think it was a situation with the NCAA tournament a few years back, and they showed how the guys was set up,
The
you know, and they
food,
was,
yeah,
yeah,
and it was
and they
horrible.
had, yeah. Uh, but I think the sad part about it is sports is driven by money.
Hmm.
And I think the girls basketball have to figure out how to generate a little more money to bring the right attention. And that won't happen until the right people say, hey, I see you, I invest in you, I will market you, I will show, you know, I will show your product. For as me, anytime I have a girl that can play, if you watch my Instagram, you're gonna see her on there. I will advocate for my girls how we work out. If you ever get a chance, follow me. Uh, you'll have videos of how we were, how hard we work, how we push, how they don't quit. You know, that's my way of advocating. That's my little way of saying, look, these girls can do it.
Yeah,
And hopefully someone see it and say, you know what, I want to promote that. I want to push that. You know.
it's all about making a difference in one person's life, and we thank you for doing that. We thank you for pouring into those young ladies and getting them to the next level. We really do. But Coach, thank you so much for coming on the show. But before we go, I play a game called You Can Get With This or You Can Get With That. And what that
Okay.
is, it's a way for the listeners and myself to get to know the guests better. I'll ask you a few questions and you choose the one that best fits you. No answer is incorrect, okay?
Okay.
Would you rather travel the world for free for a year or have $50,000 to spend however you please?
$50,000 to spend however I please.
$50,000, okay. Would you rather be able to predict the future or forget anything you wanted from the past?
Predict the future.
I want to forget something. Would you rather have a pause button or a rewind button on your life?
Rewind button.
Rewind. Yeah, I really want both of them actually. Would you rather have your dream home or have the funds to travel as much as you wanted?
I would rather have the funds to travel.
Me too.
because I would rather having my dream home with no money. It means I'm a concrete block. I'm stuck there.
That's true.
What
I
they
want to
say,
see
I
the
don't want to be
world.
home. I don't want to be home rich or whatever the case may
Right.
be.
Yeah, I want to see the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I want a very nice home, but I definitely would like to see the world. Would you rather be rich and hate what you do, or have just enough money to make ends meet and love what you do?
Have enough money to make ends meet. Love what I do.
Okay.
I couldn't work every day just to work.
Right. And there's so many people making lots of money, but they're miserable. They're, they're spending probably 15, 20 hours a day working and have everything they want, but they don't get a chance to even, enjoy it. Where was I? Would you rather let bygones be bygones or get the final word?
Bygones be bygones.
Bygones be bygones. God is still working on me. Would you rather be endlessly?
See, I'm married. I'm married to Shannon Moore. Listen, if
You
we
gotta
can
let
get
it go.
past it, if we can get past it, hey, let's get past
Hey Shannon, would you rather be endlessly lucky? I don't believe in luck, but I'll say blessed. Would you rather be endlessly blessed or know you've earned everything you achieved?
it. Blessed.
Blessed. Would you rather dismantle systems of oppression from the inside or the outside?
The inside.
Inside. Would you rather hear a comforting lie or an uncomfortable truth?
Uncomfortable truth.
Last one, would you rather find meaning in what you accomplish in life or in who you surround yourself with?
Meaning in what I accomplish in life.
Okay, awesome. Coach, thank you so much for joining the show. Tell the listeners how they can follow you on Instagram so they can see your girls.
You can follow me at chmore7 on Instagram, and that's the only account I have.
Is that the number 7 or the word?
Number
spelled?
7.
Number 7.
The number 7.
Say that again.
chmore7.
Okay. And when does I forgot to ask you, when does your season start?
My season starts this Saturday. Lanier High School, we have a jamboree. We play Vicksburg High School at 10 o'clock, and we play Lanier High School at 2 o'clock.
And if anyone is coming forward to games, they can find that information on the website?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And guys, you can follow me at She Say Sports on Facebook, She Say Sports 23 on Instagram, at She Say Sports 23 on Twitter, and please subscribe to our YouTube page, She Say Sports. Well, that's my show for today. Until next time, this is Sonia with She Say Sports.
Thank you. Bye-bye.